What's up guys, it's Zabr bringing you a motion track tutorial. I know I haven't done a tutorial in general for a while, but I just feel like doing it before I go off to work. So let's get started. First off, you just need quick cinematic, such as this one here. Just basic. You want to, like for me, it's on Black Ops 2, so it's with the theater mode, and it starts about here. So I recorded like a second before I guess it started. I have to cut it there and cut it at the end here. Alright, so there's that. If you have a little black bar, just hit S, then go 101 or something, bring it up one frame, and there's bars disappear because you brought the scale up. And that's that. So that's all you have to do there. Then you go to add to render queue, hit lossless, change that to JPEG, OK. Find this, there's a JPEG folder, and you just save it to that and hit render. And once that's done, I will come back and show you what to do in Buju. Yeah, okay, so I am back now in the program Buju, B-O-U-J-O-U. This isn't free, but you can probably find a way to get this for free. It's not that hard. But anyway, so once you're in here, you hit import sequence. Find wherever you saved the your JPEG to, which would be in here, but I already had that for a motion track for WaKe, so I didn't see a point in doing the whole JPEG again. So for me, it's in here, and all I have to do is hit open. Just find wherever you saved it. 59.94 is if you're recording in that frame rate, and you can tell that in After Effects right up here. If you click on the original, it just says right there. That's After Effects, sorry. There we go. And you hit apply. Nope. Yeah, okay. And then it goes right back to 25 for some reason, so just click 59.94, hit apply again, and it stays. So what you want to do is hit track features, go to advanced, and make it like full if you want. That's usually what I do to make it better, but if your computer can't handle it, lower it down a bit. But full will optimize it. All you have to do is hit start, and this will take a while. Well, not too long, like 2 minutes. Depends on your computer, maybe even like half an hour. But I have a pretty good computer, so I don't know, I can handle it. It'll do it in like 2 minutes for me. So instead of just pausing it again, I'll just sit there and talk about stuff with I don't know, WaKe in general. Give Jaws a little shout out with his editing. He's done a lot. It's just me and him doing like all the WaKe edits. WaKe is starting to learn. I don't know. But yeah, Jaws does a lot of the editing. Like, I do all the motion tracks for him, like the 3D motion tracks. Let's say Jaws Presents and all that stuff for like WaKe's episode, for instance. This is the second motion track, as you could tell when I opened the folder. And the first one's a different one, but I do the motion tracks for him, but he does the rest of the edit. I just do this because, I don't know, he just doesn't want to learn. It takes too much time, which I understand. I was lazy at first too, but now that I can do it, I love doing it. It's fun to use this program. But yeah, so that's basically, this is almost done. Stall's gay, but yeah, that's about it. So if you're watching this, I don't know, follow along if you can. Watch Ninjask's video if this makes no sense, because he goes really in depth. It's 2 hours long. He's got every part cut out. This is like a brief overview of basics. So that's done. But yeah, just go watch his video if you have time. It's 2 hours long. But anyway, once you're done, it'll show all these points, and it's all messed up. So you hit camera swap, optimize camera path smoothness, and start. Yeah. And this is a lot quicker. As you can see, it's already there. It'll skip it to 100 in a second. And there we go. You end up with all the dots, and that's what you want. You can see all these on the screen in 3D. Like, these are in the distance, these are closer up. And you don't want to see this as just a picture with a bunch of dots on the screen. You have to see it as like that distance. Like, this point is further away than this point. It's not just like up and down. Sorry about that. My brother walked into my room mid-sentence. But yeah, you have to see this as 3D. This is further than, or closer than this, which is far off in the distance, not just up, down, right, left, diagonal, all that crap. This is 3D space, as you can see. Like, all this is further, and yeah, anyway. Once you have this, you hit scene geometry. I usually move it off to the side so I can see everything. You hit add coordinate from hint, and I start off with the x-axis, which is horizontal, straight across, you know. Y-axis is this, and Z would be like furthest to closest, you know, kind of. Yeah, so X, you pick 2 points that are like straight sideways. So I'm gonna click this one, hold Control, and click here. I don't know what the equivalent to Control is on Mac, so just figure that out. You probably already know, but now I have these two selected. Connect to select, update, and then I go to Y, and I find like this wall is a good example, like these two, because it's the exact same depth. All it is doing is going up and down. So hit connect to select, update. Now I go to Z axis, which I would choose something on the floor here. Just imagine like a piece of paper lying down on the floor. Where would like the horizontal, if like the paper were like here, the X would be here. The Y would be straight up, which is hard to picture on paper. Like it would be invisible, but the Z would be like the length, like from here to here, for example. I connect that, update, add one more, which is the origin, and I choose something like this. This is where I want my text to be. It might not exactly be there, but that's somewhere in the middle. That's where I'm choosing it. Now hit update coordinate frame a few times just to make sure. Then you go to export, export camera solve, hit browse to where you want to save it. Now I have another Cinema 4D file. I pre-made sure that this is tracked, and I misspelled track. I didn't want to fix that. But name it whatever, like, you know, tutorial track. Hit save, and then scale scene by 1000, and save it. Okay, so that's what you want to do there. And once you have that, you're good to go into Cinema 4D, which is right here. And yeah, you can also get this for free. It's not supposed to be, but it's not too hard to find. I have Cinema 4D R13, which is a good version, so look for that. Don't look for the newest ones; those are hard to get and glitchy. So get this one. Make sure you know if your computer is 32-bit or 64, which you can check through right-clicking computer properties, and it tells you everything here. 64-bit is right here. If you had 32, it would say that. But anyway, once you're here, click open, and I have these two, right? Click whatever one you want. I'll just do this one because I know it's gonna work. Oops, no, I already have that open. Whatever, I'll hit tutorial track. There. Oh, it's the same. I think I have it in the other window just to make sure everything's working smoothly. But yeah, let's go straight here. Once you have it here, you can see this is a video with no text or background or anything. It's just the track. So double click here on the materials, double click on that now, and hit the 3 dots here, and find the JPEG sequence. This is mine. Like, it doesn't, this is obviously, but this is where I went. This is like the Akira's motion track, but this is where I went with the Buju file and everything. So you want to stay with yours. I stayed with mine because it's already been done, and I didn't want to do it. It's like save it like a whole bunch of pictures again and waste a bunch of space. So you want to click the first one, hit open, just like you did in Buju. When this pops up, hit no, and if it doesn't pop up and it just goes straight to this, you're okay. Now click on the name there, go to animation, calculate, and now you can see it starts here and ends there, which when you put it in the background, it will work. But how to do that? You can't just like drag it on. You have to hold down here with the left click, move your thing down to background and let go, and then it'll pop up here. And take that material, click, and drag it onto there and let go, and there's the track. You can see it's nice on the floor here. Like back here, obviously you're not going to try and like shadow something that will look ridiculous, but here it stays nice on the floor, like this point right here. You can see that little cross stays like right on the wow, I can't even drag it right now. There we go. Stays right there. That's all good. So once you have something looking like this, where you can put stuff on the actual floor where you want the text, like this is good, you're good to go. If it's kind of like wonky, like the X is kind of like diagonally, like it's diagonal, it's up, it's not how you want it, go back into Buju and fix your coordinate system until you have it right. And like sometimes it's just so messed up for me, I just start from scratch. Like it doesn't even take that long. But yeah, you want it to look something like this. Unless you want it to like float in the air and there's no ground or anything, then it really doesn't matter. You can just put the text there. This is how it works. To put text in, MoGraph, hold that down, go to Mo Text. Now the text is going to pop up. Click here, and I will do Zabr tutorial or something like that. And as you can see, it's going to change, but the font takes a while to come up. I can Retro Man. It's not gonna look too good, but or Retro Mania. But yeah, it's you want to find like a bold text, right? I've used these in the past. Like I guess not the greatest. Well, they look cool. Like find one you like Typograph Pro is pretty basic. Like it's a bold text. Depth, you can move that up and down here. That that doesn't really matter. I usually 60 I'd say is a good depth, as you can see. Pretty good. I'm just gonna stick with this font. It's for free. You just have to go and find Typograph Pro online and then figure out how to install it. Once you have that, go to caps, fillet cap, and as you can see, if you zoom in on it, there's like these little indents which just help design the text. And once you're zoomed in, like as you can see, the background stays, but this doesn't. Just click anywhere on the timeline and it just resets it. As you can see, the text just basically stays there. You can move it up too. That's too far. To scale it, you hit this little square and you just click on it and bring it down. Bring it to about there. Bring it here, and as you see, yeah, it stays there perfectly. Now, if I were just to render this, it doesn't even look like it's on the ground, but when it's in here, it does. And I'll show you how to make it look like it's actually there. But first, I'll help design with text. So double click again to find another material. Double click on that and choose a color. I usually choose an on-screen color. Like I'm colorblind, so I'm not really the greatest with colors, but like something that helps with like the environment around it. So I'll just choose like this gray, hit OK, and then check my reflection and bring that down to like 40 or 45. Like I'll just 42 as an example. And you don't just want one color, so pick another one. Reflection. This will be like the inside, like in between, like the text, like inside here. This will be that color, so you can make it black, or you can make it like a darker color, like down here. That's what I did. See, two darker colors, or one lighter, one darker. Now what you want is to put the colors on, and sometimes you have to play around with it. But see, this second one's here. I think this is how I did it with the iCures one last time. And I think once you render this out, yeah, the darker color is on the inside now, so that's good. If you wanted the darker color on the outside and the lighter on the inside, or switch it around however you had it, just click this, drag it over here, and it'll replace it. But then you have to take the selection C1 off. So you have to make sure, yeah, once you have this in, make the second one C1 on selection, and it'll do this. If you wanted to switch the way it goes, take the C1 off, drag this over here, and then the darker one would replace that. Like they just, you know, switch around. Then you do the C1 onto the second material that you switched, and it should work. Just make sure the C1's on the second one, and there you go. But see, I put reflection on once I rendered it out and tested it. There's no reflection. It's just basic and ugly. So to add reflection, hold down on this cube, find sphere, and you can use this little thing to rotate around. Put it like right in the middle of the text. Right about there, and then scale it up so you can no longer see the text from like any angle. So you can't see it at all. It's all good. Now the sphere is just gonna sit there all ugly. Drag the material that is the track, so you can see here's like the little frame. Drag that onto the sphere, and it shows that. Go to projection, spherical instead of UV mapping. Go up to the sphere here, Cinema 4D tags, compositing. Compositing background, receive and cast shadows, take those off, and seen by camera, I believe, take off. And to make this not show when you're trying to edit text, click on this twice so it's a red dot. And yeah, see, now you can see a reflection in there on the text, but it still kind of looks weird that it's not on the ground or anything. So to do that, you want to add shadows onto the actual ground. And to add shadows, you hold down here, put down plane, and the little plane pops back up. You don't want to go here and hit floor. That's not going to be the same thing. You have to do plane. Try and get it like in the middle-ish. Oh. This little cube thing can like stretch it in different ways other than just hitting that, because if you just hit this, it'll scale like plane like that. So what you want to do is hit these little squares, and they like actually stretch it out like in the way you want. So once you have it like under here, should be good. I might actually do this a bit more there. Okay, that's all good. This isn't going to be enough to make it look like it's there. As you can see, it's just a big block of disgusting gray. you add this texture again like you did on the sphere onto this, but instead of spherical, you do frontal. Cinema 4D tag like before, compositing background, cast shadows is off, and seen by camera you can leave on, and nothing happened obviously, but that's because you need a light. So you go to here, light, go to shadow, and shadow map soft, right? And now the light's behind here, that's why it looks all weird. But what you want to do is pull it back in front of the text, and now it's in front of the text here. You can look, and there's a shadow right there. It looks ugly, so you're gonna have to play around with it. And see, the text looks all cool now, it's all shiny, it looks like it's on the ground. Let's just play around with the actual light a bit here. Closer you bring it, the less shadow. It might give off like distance wise, like further back. I can turn the density down as well here. See, and like the shadow is less bright, it looks pretty good. Or I can bring it back up to 100 and pull this all the way back and up. What am I doing that for? I can just zoom out. It's pretty far back and up. Like, it depends. You have to play around with the lights really to get them how you want. See, now this is more what I wanted, like a little softer glow on it. And what I can do now, zoom out here. And, these buttons do different things. Like this just turns like this zooms in like this. But anyway, click on the light, hit Control C, then Control V, and it duplicates it. And I'll move this over here, set this back down, and there. See, now it's a nice texture here. But yeah, that's about it. There's the shadows. You can play around with the colors now of like the text if you wanted to change it. Like I can go here, change the actual color to like black. I don't know how well that'll look. Oh, it's actually not too bad. See, the black looks pretty good. Oh, the U, as you can see, is a little cut off here. That's because there's the plane. It's right here, so show that. But instead of the plane is actually like straight on the ground. So to fix that, just take the MoText, hit the up arrow. Oh, that moved it up too much. But like play around with it till it's like sitting like right on it. I think that's good. Yeah, looks about right. It's pretty good there. I feel like the T's a little up, but as you can see, it's tracked onto it. I can still rotate this like down a bit. There. I think that looks pretty good. From all different angles you can check. It stays there, it's all tracked. Just gonna check from different angles. Might move the text back down. I kinda liked it before. There we go. I think that looks better there on the ground like that. But as you can see, there's shadows, and without the shadow, without the shadows here, I'll take that off. It just looks really plain and disgusting, but when you turn them back on, there you go. The shadows make it look real, and it looks nice, like I say. So I'll just have this here. Then what you want to do, once you go to render, you hit render settings there. Go to output, and it's just going to show on the current frame of wherever you were. Hit that, hit all frames, and that's all you have to do here. Click save, go to this ... I'm going to go to motion track tutorial, save it in here as done track, or whatever you want to name it, you know, it's up to you. Hit save, change this to AVI movie. Alpha channel, you don't need that for this track, but if there's like a wall that would cover up half the wall, you'd have to hit that and then delete the background so it's just the text. And like, don't delete anything else, just the background, so it's just the text and the light and the shadow and everything. And then you'd import that into After Effects, but watch Ninjask's video, he does that. Just skip to the end where he goes to save it, like render settings, and watch his there, and he shows you how to do that. It's really easy, it's the same, all you have to do is mask a little in After Effects, but I'm showing you the simple version. Hit multi-bypass, or multi-pass, nothing here, anti-aliasing. Geometry, change that to best, and then 2x2 and 4x4, that's all fine. and everything else is fine like that. That's the basics. Then you hold down here, go to add to render queue, save it, and these are other. I just named it please because it wasn't working before. The second motion track, which was this, and I was fiddling around with the settings, and it finally worked. But yeah, go to jobs and start rendering. This rendering actually takes a long time, so you probably should just go do something for a while. Like even for me, it takes at least like 15 minutes. And I have a good computer, so well, maybe not 15. I don't know. Depends on your computer with the rendering, but I got a good one, and it still takes a while to render on that. So basically, yeah, once you have the rendering, it'll be fine. It'll save as the file in the folder that you have here. See, it's saving as that. Once this is done, you can actually take that, and if it's kind of like choppy when you're watching it instead of a smooth track, take that, drag it back into After Effects here, and just like re-render it as your render settings, like what you would with anything else. Like I cut mine, I have my own like preset settings in here, like my render settings. Save it as that, and then re-render it into whatever. Like I usually do that if it's choppy, and then I save it as like, I don't know, like Zabr tutorial, like whatever it says on the screen. And I'll save it as that, and then it's completely smooth. But it should be smooth anyway coming out of here, and if it's not, just do that. But yeah, that's it. Once you have this, that's all you have to do, and just let it render, and then you can use it in your edits. So yeah, that's basically it. I'll show the clip of the actual motion track at the end for you guys. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this motion track tutorial and that it helped. And if it didn't, I can make another one to try and clarify. I'm just a little tight on time. But yeah, that's about it. Enjoy your day.